Good evening, everybody, and we are inside tonight. And do you know what that is? That is the flame tube of a salamander heater. Make great heat. They really drink up kerosene, but they make great heat. This sucker was in a flood. That's all mud coming out of there. So we're gonna give it a bath. Or a shower, more like. And it's like this through the whole unit. It's all completely caked in mud. I tore it apart and I was playing with it just to see if it would do anything at all. And the igniter lights up and the pump kicks on, but there's some kind of photoelectric cell in there that was all covered up in mud and wouldn't let it really run, because that photoelectric thing, I guess, detects if there's a flame in there, and if there ain't a flame before too long, it shuts the whole thing down, because it's like, hey, something ain't right, shut it down. But yeah, this one runs on kerosene. Kind of strange, the last one I got was rescued out of a flood as well. It wasn't nearly as crusty as this one. That one just sort of got wet, and the guy didn't want it anymore. Yeah, there's still all kinds of crap running out of there. But I got all sorts of stuff I got to clean up on this thing, and after I put it back together, we'll see how it works. But even until then, I'll bring you with, and as we're cleaning out parts and doing stuff. But yeah, alright, that's it. Okay, now here we are to the brains of the outfit. Printed circuit board, some connectors, a few little chips and diodes, I guess, a few capacitors, and a lot of mud all over it. So, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna run it underwater, brush all the crap off, because obviously it's been submerged quite a bit. And it was actually trying to work like this, which is kind of neat. I mean, I guess everything's all sealed up, but still it seems pretty damn neat to me. So hang on a sec, let's see what it looks like when we clean it. Okay, that's quite a difference. I don't know if you can, maybe you can see there, but they got every the connector sort of mapped out, labeled there for you, which is nice. I took my time and made sure I made sort of a duplicate of this on paper, you know, where all these pins were going to. But that's cool that they got what they do, and even the colors of the wire on there, like the bottom two there, it says photo cell. That's that thing that kicks the power off. Igniter, white wire, what's it say, motor return or something, and then another neutral white, which was actually a tan, and 120 volts black, motor main red, and the other igniter post. So that's nice. I'm going to let this get good and dry before I pass any current through it. I'll work on the other parts for a while. But yeah, this should be fun. Okay, here we got the pretty much bare fuel tank, and there's a big chunk of ice floating in it, and I smell kerosene in there. So since I'm a cheap bastard, what I'm gonna do is take this glass jug here. I'm gonna stick it in the bathtub like that, and I'm gonna dump my tank into there, and hopefully it's mainly just kerosene that comes out. Then I'll melt that ice out of there, rinse whatever mud I can, get all the mud I can out of there, probably a little bit of rust, but, and that's once everything's dried off, I can probably start putting it back together. Let's see what happens. Alright, so here's what we got. I don't know if you can really see too good. I can't see, well, maybe you can. Right here and above is kind of cloudy, shitty looking kerosene. And right here and below is muddy old water. So for that little bit of crappy looking kerosene, well, that's I doubt that's even enough to test it out. So I'm just not going to bother. I'll dump that crap out and clean the tank and on with the plan. Maybe till tomorrow I can get a couple gallons of kerosene, and I don't want to get much once I can, but I got to test it out. But that stuff is expensive. I mean, it's $4 a gallon, which is weird because kerosene is cheaper to make. So is diesel, but diesel of course is more expensive than gasoline now anyhow. I don't get it. Friggin' oil companies. Oh well. Anyhow, we'll keep on keeping on. Alright, next thing we got. I got a piece of the pump housing. This is like some real brittle type of plastic or something. There's a crack. I'm not going to flex it on risk of breaking it. But it's right next to my thumb. Maybe you can see it. But what I'm going to do is take a Sawzall blade, because that crack goes all the way through here. So I'm just going to hog that right out and clean it up good with alcohol and jam some 24-hour epoxy in there, and that should be good to go in 24 hours. Next thing is just waiting for this damn ice to melt and put most of it back together. I'm gonna have to get some kerosene tomorrow because I'm not gonna try that crap out. And if it doesn't work, I can at least dump it out and put it in one of the diesels that we got out here. So nothing much lost. Okay, I got my tank cleaned out, and I don't know if you can see down in there too good, but I can. And it doesn't look bad at all. I mean, what I can see of it looks nice and shiny. A couple of drips of water in there, but tank's all cleaned off. Next thing, I got this motor slash pump assembly, and this might seem kind of stupid, but there's mud and all kinds of crap caked in the windings and everything, and it does run and it pumps, but I'm gonna flush that out with the shower too, because I'm figuring the damn thing was already submerged. So that mud in the windings ain't doing it any favors. If I would try to run it like that, it might just overheat and kill the damn thing, and I don't want that. So I'm going to flush it out good and set it on top of the coal stove and let it dry out nice, and hopefully there shouldn't be a problem with that. Alright, we're making some progress. Our printed circuit board is now good and dried off. I left that on the hanging above the coal stove. I didn't put it right on there. And we got the igniter cleaned off. This is an element type. Some other heaters have a spark plug and a high voltage transformer, or I don't know. It's pretty damn snappy though if you touch it. Here's our photoelectric cell. Probably can't, don't know if you can make out the grid, barely maybe. But that's that. That's cleaned out. This is the air slash fuel nozzle, which this thing doesn't actually have a fuel pump on it. It pretty much all the pump on the motor does is blow air into this big fitting right here, and then this thing acts like a venturi in a carburetor and just kind of drags the fuel up from the tank, which that's all there is to it to that. So that's pretty simple. But yeah, and got the gas tank, fuel tank, and this unit here is what holds everything. That goes somewhere around like that, roughly, about like that. Yeah. Here's the thing that the circuit board mounts to. I just love the tiger motif that the previous owner did on this. I really like that a lot. That's all cleaned off, and here's the top of the unit. See, again, more nice lovely tiger stripes, black and orange. That is just kicking ass. Yeah, buddy. Okay, I don't know, for some reason a lot of these old things that you see around the job sites, and they've been around for a while, they somehow or another get spray painted. Maybe for so somebody can't say, or so someone can say if they see it somewhere else and it gets stolen, hey, that's mine. I'm the idiot that put all them tiger stripes on there. Or they just get drunk and bored. But the guy that gave me this thing also gave me a wicked pair of jumper cables. You're not going to find anything like them at Walmart or AutoZone. It's almost like they're made out of old welding cable, and they got some big heavy clamps on them. And he gave me 100 feet of 12 gauge copper wire so I can keep working on my chainmail now. And he's also the guy that I purchased the Beetle from. So, man, he's a real nice guy. But yeah, all right. Well, I think I'm gonna start drying some stuff off and get back together what I can. And the rest, as they say, is history until next time. Okay, all done. Finished product. Hopefully ready to go. And this is an example of the shit that was caked inside of there. Don't need that. But let's see if it does anything. Hello again, and it is now tomorrow. I got some kerosene, and I discovered I got a leak in the tank. I cleaned it up real good and put some Gorilla Tape over it for now, but I'll get a better repair on it later. Right now I just want to try it out. But seems to be working. I mean, I had to take the pump assembly apart and actually do a little better job of cleaning it because the fan motor and everything was kind of stiff. But now it wants to roll a lot better. I mean, before it wouldn't even do that. It'd go about half a turn or maybe 2 turns and stick dead. But now this is what I got. Bang. Okay, we got power. There's the igniter. And ignition. And it's throwing out some pretty good heat. Not really smelly. Only problem is when I stick the cover on. Now let's see if I can put it on camera. It dies out. So somehow it's not getting the air. But I think my next step is to take this injector nozzle out here, which is real simple. You pop these tubes off and give it about a half twist, and it comes right out. But I think I'm going to take that out, blow that out with the air compressor, take this pump cover, this rear part of the pump cover off, and really clean these filters out good. And as far as these screws go, I don't know about them, so I ain't gonna mess with them until I've done everything else I possibly can. But it'll run all day like this. And it seems like it's a self-sustaining flame, but I don't know, I can't really tell if that igniter element, which you can barely see back in there, glows red or not. Seems to me that it just sustains itself. I don't think that thing comes on. And watch my fingers, right here is the photo cell, and if you block that off, the unit shuts down. So that thing's working fine. So I can actually have it be a little bit safe as well. I was kind of hoping I wouldn't have to cut that out, but I'll take that nozzle out, blow it out with the compressor, clean the filters up good, and we'll try it again from there. Alright, so here's the back of it. Air is coming in here and coming out through here, and then with this cover on, it's kind of going from this hole and up over into the air, and then out through here to your nozzle. But here we got one filter for the intake, and one filter for the intake. That's the intake, and this is outtake, whatever the heck you want to call it. I guess actually for right now, just for the nonce, I could try it without the filter. And even this little spongy looking one here, I could try it without that. And if it still doesn't work without the filters, I know my filters ain't the problem, but I'll try to clean them up anyhow. But I guess at that point, it's a matter of, okay, it looks like this one here in the center of the shot is actually an adjustment, and this one here I think is to attach a vacuum gauge or something. I'm not sure, but we'll try it. Oh yeah, my battery is going dead. Okay, alright, so it's a no-go trying it without the filter on this side anyhow, because it actually has a gasket on there that you need to seal this off to maintain your air pressure or whatever, which I figured that might happen, but it didn't hurt to try. But without this intake filter on there, it's still dying out on me. So I guess my last resort is to try fiddling with that adjuster, see if that actually does anything. Alright, here I am again, and I cannot get that sucker to run with the cover on. I've been through the whole range of that adjuster, and I even tried to change the pitch on the fan a little bit, but I put that back because that wasn't a good idea. That didn't work. But I think I might have been wrong before about it not getting enough air. I thought, well, wait a minute, that's a ducted fan. So when you put the duct back together, the fan gets a whole lot more efficient. So maybe it's getting too much air and not enough fuel. It's blowing the flame out. I can look in there as I'm lowering the cover, and you can see the flame, well, screwing up. I think it's leaning out, but I'm not sure. But yeah, for right now, I'm gonna have to call it a draw. And no, I don't edit my videos when I say something wrong, so you can feel free to correct me in either a video response or comments or whatever you want to do. Take care.